Hello and welcome back to Hannah's Inner Healing channel, the channel dedicated to your inner healing and mental health. So today we are going to discuss a very important topic, and that topic is how to relate with toxic people. Unfortunately, in the world we are living in, people are becoming more and more toxic because these are the last days, and you will find these people everywhere, in the supermarket, in your schools, at home, and at your workplace. So you'll need to know how to relate with toxic people. So before I start we start the topic, let me just read a Bible verse that in 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 2 to verse 4. It says, for in the last days people will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, proud, arrogant, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, heartless, unpleasable, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not loving truth, treacherous, reckless, stolen with conceit, lovers of pleasure than lovers of God. So these are the kinds of people you're going to find in the last days. And when you look at the characteristics of such people, you find they are narcissists. Narcissists are the people who are being described here. Brutal, reckless, are all narcissists. And the dark triad and cluster B kinds of people. And those are the main people that you'll find in society right now. So the first thing that for you to be able to relate with toxic people in a healthy way, number one, heal yourself. If you came from abusive background, if you were abused when you're growing up, if you were broken, heal first. Because if you are not healed, what will happen is, because your mind is used to chaos and abuse, it will attract abusers into your life. So first, heal yourself. Number two, know who you are. Discover yourself so that you will not be easily swayed by crowds. When people are doing this, you're also that. When the government says this, you're following. You need to know yourself so that you can know what is good for you and not good for you. You won't be pushed by governments or people to do things that you know are not good for you. Another thing also is observe your environment. Wherever you go, observe people first. Don't get enmeshed with people so quickly without knowing who they are, without knowing what they stand for. Observe people, observe friendships before you can be able to get into friendship or relationships with people. Observe. And then number three, avoid evil environments, avoid toxic environments, of environments where there's a lot of gossip and slander, environments where there's a lot of evil judgments, where people are judging others without knowing the full story, environments where there's a lot of competition and jealousy. If you're in such toxic environments, avoid being involved in those cultures of competition, jealousy, gossip, slander, because those are toxic environments, and toxic people love toxic environments. Rarely will you find someone who is whole within themselves, wanting to talk bad about people all the time, wanting to compete with people. When you know yourself, you won't need to compete with anyone because you know you're one of a kind. You cannot be compared to any other person. You're unique. And then number three, avoid people pleasing. You see, the more you're pleasing people, the more you want to do things for people to make them like you. Narcissists like to be put on a pedestal. So the people who you will find pleasing, you will find that that you're attracting as your people pleasing will be narcissists. So be yourself, be your authentic self, and avoid just pleasing people. If you don't feel like going for that event, if you don't feel like doing something, be yourself and straightforward, instead of you going around doing things to please other people. And the other thing is, be firm and precise. When you're dealing with toxic people, don't get into their because they like narcissists love vagueness and talking so many things that don't make sense. Be precise and clear in what it is. If your mom calls and say, I'm here to complain about your wife, you can kindly tell her, Mom, I love my wife and she's the one I chose. Kindly, let's not get into this conversation. But don't just say, Mom, why do you always do? No, just be precise, be clear as you're dealing with toxic people. And then another thing also, avoid arguments and quarrels. That is apply for the narcissist. So if you notice someone loves to go arguments arguments, avoid such people, because those are narcissists who get supply when they are arguing back and forth with you. And then another thing, avoid flying monkeys. You see, narcissists and the dark triads and people like that, they love, let's say in case of a divorce, they love to have people who they'll talk to bad about you, and then these people will go spreading information about you to others. Avoid such people. So what you need to do is avoid gossipers, as avoid people slanderers or people who are coming to tell you, oh, your husband said this about you, oh, this person said this about you, because what they do is keep fueling the argument. They hear your story and then they go and take the information back. This person now continues to say evil things about you. It's a never ending circle. So avoid them. If they say, oh, so and so are saying this about you, you just like, okay, it is well, and just move on. You don't need even to go clearing your name, getting into all this, mud water, because pigs love mud water. Avoid getting yourself into mud water with people who don't mind being in the mud all the time. And then also another thing is, avoid putting yourself in compromising situations. You see, there are people who love to even compromise their bodies or their values to get things. If you are dealing with a narcissist, let's say for those who give their bodies to compromise themselves for a job or for an opportunity or for some slot somewhere, what happens is the narcissist will always use that against you to one-up you. The narcissist will expose you, even those videos. Maybe you had intimate moments with them. They'll expose those videos to you and embarrass you. So avoid putting yourself in compromising situations with people, because a narcissist will use that to demean you, to humiliate you, and to make your life a living nightmare. Avoid compromising your values and standard. It's better you leave that job, you suffer for a while, but you still stand. And then another thing also, don't play the role they assign you. Don't play roles that people give you. If people want you to play the role of their mistress, or someone wants to play the role of their daughter and they're toxic people, just tell them, I know the role you want me to play, but I'm not able. It's not bad for you to play the role of a daughter or son to someone, but let it be in a holistic and healthy way. It's not bad for you to play the role of friendship in someone's life, but in a holistic and healthy way. And then also, cut off completely. Sometimes when you find someone is too toxic and you're able to live without them, you don't really directly depend on them, cut them off. It's better to cut drama, cut all this evil out of your life. And the last thing, and it's most important, pray for discernment. Pray to God to ask you who people are. Pray for God to show you the directions of your life, because God knows people. He knows everyone. So I hope those tips were important to you. And I hope that even as you relate with toxic people, you will be whole. So the next topic we are going to talk is we're going to talk about how to cultivate the abundant mindset. How to have a mindset, because you see, the subconscious affects your everyday life without you knowing. So we are going to talk about how to heal your subconscious mind so that it stops affecting your life, and for you to live an abundant life with an abundant mindset. Thank you so much for watching.